On the South Wales shores, a dormant giant sits violently battered by the coastal winds. Inside, the unwanted visitor could find a scene of prehistoric industry.
It does look like something out of a video game. Incredible.
Wow. You don't get industry in this country that's left to sit like this.
In today's Urbandoned video, we explore a semi-active steelworks, left to the elements since 2007. Join us as we sneak into the decaying facility to witness 15 years of neglect.
We were supposed to be recording the usual full budget advert for the new issue of the magazine. However, as you can see, I injured myself quite badly doing urbex, so you'll have to make do with me stood in my kitchen. Here is issue 4 of the magazine, and we are happy to announce that it is out now. 100 pages packed with insightful content, unseen stories and photographs, and a detailed article about the thrilling exploration in today's video. If you missed our earlier issues, don't worry. You can purchase our 4 magazine bundle as well. Be sure to order your copy below to make sure it comes in time for Christmas.
Out of the whole country, the place that best conformed to the economic and geographical requirements of the project was a flat stretch of meadowland in the county of Monmouthshire, east of Newport, in the country parish of Llanwern.
You meet us back in 2021 after a couple hours of trekking through marshland to reach the formidable Welsh steelworks melt shop. Taking this approach to avoid the active end of the lengthy premises, we slip beneath a camera to come face to face with the imposing structure. Diving back into tall reeds that give us cover, our view of the building is obscured, but our excitement is high. After members of the UK urban exploration scene highlighted this site, it was top of our list.
On the right track.
Yeah.
We tread carefully, aware that a new sensor or a concealed camera could be the difference, keeping us from one of the UK's greatest industrial abandonments of the last decade. Our efforts could be fruitless, unless we can cross an exposed area, separating us from the steel mill.
I think I see the camera, like the furthest thing on the right there at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's not facing us. We'll stick that.
Alright.
Right.
That's not looking at us,
Yeah.
but that'll be working, so we should go to the right of these things. Seems very dead. Too dead.
Thankfully, it didn't take long to find an entrance.
There you go, yeah.
Go on.
3.5 miles long the site was. We got the foundations prepared and the building started to go up.
We started training apprentices in temporary workshops and classrooms. It was an exciting time for them to see the works they were going to man growing up around them.
Once within the facility, we weren't to feel much safer than outside.
Just got inside this huge part live steel mill. This place is very dangerous. You can see bits of roof support all across the ground, and the ones that are still up there are blowing like crazy in the wind. These are some old ladles, and this here I think would have been a lid for one, but the base ladle has gone. Oh, massive ladles. These ones are even bigger than the others. The steelworks are always better upstairs, so I think we'll head for this dodgy looking flight and make our way up to get a better perspective of this building.
Entering to the furthest end of the steelworks, we were amazed at the lack of vandalism, but the wreckage caused by natural deterioration. With the abandoned part adjoined to live regions, it explained why the facility had remained unseen and avoided the gaze of photographers for so long.
God, it feels unsafe on everything you step on in here. It's a very cool machine though. Everything in here looks really dated. You've even got a small yellow vehicle here that I believe would tip the steel or iron into the machine where it would be melted. Still got his cabin. You can see the few lights on down there. I think the further we go that way, the closer we get to the live bit. But on this side, we should be good. It seems too unsafe for even workers with hard hats. Ducking under these wires just to see what the front of this machine looks like. That's pretty cool. It's got a bit of moss developing on it. So many pipes and wires going into it. Probably pumping different materials, I guess.
From the blast furnaces, iron will flow into the adjacent steelworks, now beginning to take shape. The white patch in the middle distance is the first cladding on the enormous hot mill building. Over the whole site, infilling and piling are nearly finished. Foundations are firm. From now on, it's a matter of setting the body on its legs. And astonishingly, we're still following the length of the hot mill.
Into an admin block by the looks of it.
It looks quite old. It's got that war font and some documents.
Yeah, it's quite a bunker feel to it in places.
Yeah. A little workshop here with some lockers. Or they might have been just a storage components.
Potentially. It's quite surprising to see graffiti in here, to be honest. This just doesn't seem like a place that would have it. It's a little control room by the looks of it. Panels aren't too interesting, but the ones at the end definitely have some operational functions. Probably for the machine just outside at the main plant. The keys are still in them.
That paper dates back to 2011. So surprisingly, it doesn't seem like this control room's been out of use for that long.
For me, this is one of the most scariest buildings I've ever been in. You can just see how bad of a condition the roof's in. But at the same time, it's possibly one of the nicest places I've been in, because you don't get industry in this country that's left to sit like this, unseen and untouched for years, decades even. Looking at the state of this, I mean, some of this machinery is just unbelievable.
There's a big storage container there.
I love the contrast between the power and the extensive decay going on in this building.
This brick structure is very interesting. It's quite apocalyptic.
Yeah, it really is.
You can see here the 3 machines that we've passed so far. The 4th one has been taken out and there's a gaping hole in its place. Behind it though, the view is incredible. The machines are so colourful and overgrown with foliage.
Yeah, the red and green goes so well.
Yeah. It does look like something off a video game. This place that is abandoned is this big room. As you can see, we've come to the end and you can hear a lot of functioning machinery through there. Probably a fair share of people too. So we're going to stray away from that corner.
Her Majesty the Queen had consented to perform the opening ceremony. After luncheon, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh went to the slabbing mill. For the opening ceremony, a steel ingot was brought from the soaking pit to the rolling table. The Queen pressed a button, and Spencer Works was in production.
Alphasteel melt shop was constructed in 1974 near to Llanwern steelworks and uskmouth power station, melting scrap steel to produce reinforcement rods. Included the most modern furnaces of the time, complete with 4 arc furnaces, 3 slab casters and a hot strip mill, which was still operational during our visit. Sighting workers near to the derelict areas heightened our awareness, but it did feel as if the melt shop was too dangerous for their intrusion.
Strangely enough, there's power in this little room here. The reason I just stopped there, just to check for any sensors, because it's a very strange room to have power in, but as you can see, there's not a lot in here. Just parts, bulbs.
After watching some workers towards the functioning strip mill, we decided to backtrack to see more of the decaying machinery.
Trying to make my way up to the gantry crane, just because I want to see what it's like. But this might be the stupidest thing I've done. The sea has caused a lot of the devastation in this building, and I'm on the sea side because that's where the crane is. Trying to get up the staircase that is connected to the seaside wall. Very close though, one more flight, and so far it's been okay. And very worth it really for this view. Especially with the sunlight coming in, it is beautiful in here. This is pretty nuts. Take this very slow. If any of it flex in an unwanted way, I'm going to leave it and turn around. Because you never know. Oh, this one isn't looking too good here. Managed to shake in. And this has come out. Oh yeah. Made it probably about a third of the way.
Inaudible with the strong coastal winds, Alistair came back down to join Theo at the Concast plant.
A little peek into what looks to be a more active section. There's definitely a few noises coming from down the far end there, but can't see any activity. Look at this here, completely slanting away from me. Floor moved a bit there. So bright up here. Wow. What a view. That is rather impressive.
There's a lot of bagged up gauges. Oh, this is a fueling system for the machine.
It's particularly noisy over here. It's when the wind picks up. The roof up there really rattles. And to make things worse, the section of the building to the left has panels banging.
These yellow buildings are, besides every red machine, just a small control panel to operate it. The vines draping down from that crane, so cool. I wish I could have got up there, but hopefully I'm going to check out the other one soon.
Alice is dealing with a very, very rusty walkway there. I've just watched it fall underneath his feet. So he's making his way over, you can hear it landing. Very risky. I'll keep filming just in case. Not that I want anything to happen, especially not in here. He's made it.
Let's have a closer look at one of these big red pieces of industry. This is the second one. I think there's 3. Oh, there might have been 4. One's been removed. I imagine they would rotate in this one's position.
Nature was transforming the rusting concast equipment, creating unbelievable scenes of decay, only meters from operational machinery. It was unfathomable to see, only possible due to the length of disuse unusually allowed without demolition.
At the steelmaking plant, we use only the most modern process.
The Greek company alphasteel would close the mill in 2007 after various disputes and financial trouble. Since then, it became imbalanced between being mothballed or active, bought and sold on numerous occasions. However, the melt shop was never restarted, leaving it to crumble for 15 years. In 2023, it would permanently close as a steel mill and the melt shop would be demolished, leaving no trace of this industrial paradise it concealed.
Briefly had to go onto the ground floor, where you get a sense of how chopped it is. Demolition work has gone on, maybe a long time ago, but the remains are clearly visible. This is quite cool though, an old car. And you can see the red stoppers down there in the flooded area that would bring it to a halt. Stuff would be dropped into it through this big hole up here. Okay, I'm trying again. That staircase there was the one I tried. This one is on the opposite side, so no C. which makes me think I should have a much better chance. Already looks a bit better, and thankfully on this side the crane is right next to it. Doesn't stop the drop being massive. Yeah, I think we're good. Do have to walk along that staircase though to the crane cab. We'll worry about that in a bit. Okay. Hopefully this crane that has been here for a long time will last just a little longer. Jesus Christ. It's always worse when it's a see-through floor. God. Oh, the door's jammed. Oh, God. Alright, I'll have to squeeze through and then I'll show you what's inside.
After exploring the entirety of the abandoned section, we soon exited the melt shop. It had been one of our fondest industrial memories from Urbex, and reflecting on the structure 5 years later after its demise, it feels almost poetic that it avoided any media attention for 20 years. A true time capsule that time forgot.
What is this life? Live full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. W.H. Davis wrote that. He came from around here. Oh, the good old ways, you know, the country ways like. They die hard with us. Oh, this has always been a peaceful place. Fresh air, fresh water. What they want to go spoil it for?
Here are some of our photographs captured at the abandoned steel mill. If you like the look of them, check out our Instagram page in the description, where we share images from our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed a video deep in our backlog that we are excited to share. We are uploading weekly in December, so keep an eye out for new releases every Friday. See you next time.